most listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
What's on your mind, K-Man? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. K-Man, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your guest host, Charles Glidden.
Coming up next, we're talking music with the Spirit of Harmony concert. We're talking policing with the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service. We're talking nominations for the Proud of Them program. And later in the show, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about with Open Line. Talk Today's next on Radio Cayman, 50 years strong. Stay with me.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. Welcome to a brand new week. I'm Charles Glidden and thank you for tuning in. I think the last 2 weeks makes a great case for, a 4-day week, 4-day work week. Don't you think so? We can work, for 4 days and still get the work done. Do we really need to work 40 hours? Really? No, we can get it done in 4 days, right? And then we'll really be refreshed when we come back because you got 3 days off, you're cleared your mind out and ready to focus back on work and get it done in 4 days, okay?
10 hours a day.
Okay. Well, I just want to take a moment here to express my condolences to the family of John Franklin McField. If that name is not familiar to you, but you have shopped in the plumbing department at A.L. Thompson's, you might know him as just Frankie. Yeah, Frankie was the man who knew where everything was in that department, And he was a brother that was the epitome of excellent customer service. He was friendly, he was joyful, and, he could always find a solution for your plumbing dilemma. You just put this adapter on to this, and then you put a reducer on it and connect it, you're gone clear. Right? Yeah, Frankie could always figure it out for you. He would kind of give you a 1-minute plumbing lesson right there in the aisle of A.L. Thompson's. And for me, the best part was that after he gave me the plumbing lesson, he'd always give me a joke. He'd always have something funny to say, and I always left him with a smile on my face. It was really a joy, to be assisted by him. I learned of Frankie's passing through a Facebook post by A.L. Thompson's, and I was struck not only by the number of people offering condolences on Facebook, but also the names, It was, you had your Ebankses and your Bodens and your Merrins and, but you also had, Ratowskis and Gonzalez, and it was like the entire demographic makeup of the Cayman Islands was represented in people offering their condolences to Frankie's family. That's the kind of guy he was. He was happy to help everybody. He was just a joy to encounter when you went to A.L. Thompson's. And the way he related to people, he just wasn't giving good customer service, by working. He was actually living it. I think he was just that kind of person, right? It was it was a joy to have him assist you. Frankie, my brother, rest in peace. I'll be right back with the spirit of harmony.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning.
Ouch!
When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
The Miss Cayman Islands organization, formerly known as the Miss Cayman Islands Committee, is looking for the new Miss Cayman 2026 that will represent us at the Miss Universe pageant in November. If you are a woman 18 and older, disciplined, respectful, intellectual, with leadership qualities, then this is the platform for you. Please email misscaymaninfo@gmail.com to receive your application and be a part of this new era.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. In our first segment this afternoon, we hear about the Spirit of Harmony concert hosted by the John Gray Memorial Church of West Bay. And joining me now to tell us more are Ora Holibon, Alice May Coe, Chris Bailey of the Stingray a cappella group, and our good friend here, Loxley Banks, Mr. Radio Cayman himself. Folks, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, tell us about Spirit of Harmony. What is this concert all about?
Well, I'd just like to say, first of all, thank you. Thanks to Radio Cayman for supporting another evening of music concert. This is their second for the year. It takes place April 18th. That's this Saturday at 6:30 in John Gray Memorial Church in West Bay. The theme of Spirit of Harmony was chosen by, I'd say, by our group, our committee, and our minister. As you know, our feature of the evening is the a cappella group known as Stingray. And, of course, it's a harmonizing experience in music. And with that thought, and also the thought that what is happening in the world today, we lack harmony, it just provided a wonderful opportunity for this theme, because the minister, many out there that have attended the concert in the past, the minister uses the theme as a takeoff for his message for the evening. So it just worked very, very well. Chris is here. as a member of the a cappella group, so he can tell you all about the group. We're so delighted to have them.
Thank you. No pressure on me, though.
No pressure.
The feature of the evening especially. No pressure on us.
No pressure. No pressure.
Well, how long have the Stingrays been around then?
So we were formed in 2008. And there's still original members part of the group. There's been a few people come in and come out throughout the years, but it's a group of residents that like to sing and eat. So we're an eating club that have a singing problem, I think, is how we describe ourselves. But I'm probably one of the newer members to the group. I've been in the group now maybe 3 and a bit years. And I was brought in by the conductor of the Cayman National Choir and Orchestra, John. His surname is escaping me right now, but John. He recognised that I could sing a little bit and said, "Hey, do you want to come and have a sing with this group?" And what was magical about them at the time was we were coming out of COVID. And just for my own sort of mental health, I just enjoyed singing. And this group liked to eat and sing and share a glass of wine or two. So this was something I could really get on board with. What was nice was they would also sing everything from jazz to madrigals to classic country and do arrangements. And Kimberly and Elaine, a couple of the original founding members, are fantastic musically. And so they're able to sort of look for arrangements that we can use to harmonize and make it relevant for any audience that we choose to sort of perform in front of. We make no money from it. We sing on request. We do a lot of work with Jasmine and Voices for Hospice. That's where a lot of people know us from, which is the concert in October that they do. And then often we'll do the charities. So the Breast Cancer Gala we managed to open for Shaggy when he came down.
Really?
So we sang Imagine from the Beatles as all the photos were going up on the wall for all the survivors that year. So that was magical experience for us. And yeah, so this is the first time we've been invited to sing with at the John Gray Memorial Church, so we're delighted to come along and do that. I think Aura's been trying to get us along for a while, but dates and
almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. So we better be up to snuff on this. But no, we're really looking forward to the evening. It should be great. And seeing that there is Glenn and Emily Mowbray, and actually Emily's my singing coach as well, so knowing that she's performing on the bill puts even more pressure on me.
She's very
for that.
good as well.
How is it, as a singer, that wide spectrum that you have, going from jazz to country and western?
It's not easy. But what I think it gives you an appreciation for various different styles and genres of singing. What a cappella does is try to sing the song without using any instruments, just in case people didn't know what it is. And so between those 6 of us in the group at the moment, and between the 6 of us, we try to recreate both percussion, the vocals, the beats. Sometimes if it's violins and flutes, we'll be trying to use our voices to create that kind of thing. So it actually sounds like the song itself, but it's only our voices being used. So when someone throws in a classic country piece they want us to try and learn and do or make an arrangement from, it does make us think a little bit and scratch our heads. And sometimes it sounds good and other times maybe not. But we'll always game for try.
Let's try again.
Yeah.
So you have the Stingrays. Who else is going to be performing?
Well, we have quite an outstanding list of performers. Glenn Anga and Hannah Chen, they are known classical pianists, and they will be doing a piece from Schubert. And we have Emily Mowbray, as Chris has just mentioned. Emily has a wonderful voice, remarkable range, and she's just a fantastic singer. Every note sort of comes across with depth and emotion, so it's really well worth it.
If you've not heard somebody sing opera on that, you can't go wrong listening to Emily.
You can't really, And we had, in addition to some of those seasoned voices, we also have some rising stars. Regan Forrester, these are young people. There's 6 of them, by the way. Regan Forster, she is the clarinetist. And we have Henry Koenig, pianist. He, again, is a very young member of our church. And we have Lionel Powell on guitar. He is, I don't know if he's Leonard and Jennifer's grandson. Oh, yeah. And so is Alexander Powell. Katie Jackson, she is a pianist as well, and is the daughter of Olga Jackson. And we have Isaiah Falconer. He's a young drummer who was the finalist in the 2026 Butterfield Musician of the Year. So he's very good. He also received a platinum for composition. So 6 youngsters will be performing. And I guess they bring their own little unique talents to the program this time. And also the John Gray Memorial Church Choir will be performing. And Olga Jackson herself will be performing. She's the mother of Katie Jackson. So it is quite an outstanding lineup of talent. And I know that everybody will enjoy it.
So the venue is actually the John Gray Memorial Church.
Yes,
right.
The sanctuary itself.
Yes.
And for those out there who may not know where it is, if you're coming from the east, Salmi Beach, Georgetown area, it is a right turn at the 4-way stop, and it's right there on your right. And the entire public, from East End to West Bay, everybody is invited.
So, Alice, what do you think the setting there, having it right in the church? You think this improves the whole atmosphere of this concert?
Yes. Well, I mean, we are to sing.
Just get a little closer to the mic.
We are to sing praises to the Lord, and no matter the genre of the songs, I'm sure it is celebrating and worshiping God. And I think that in the church, it's no better place for us to show our love and worship for God than in the sanctuary. And we've got good instruments in there, and we have been upgrading musical instruments, and I don't think Aura said this yet, but we've got a nice new piano, a nice new grand piano. The other one served us well.
A grand piano, yeah.
Yes, but
Grande.
Yes, but this new one now is really something else, and the students with guitars and everything else. But no, the sanctuary is no better place to sing, and whether it's hallelujah you're going to be singing or something a little more jazzy, there's no better place but in the presence of the Lord.
So what would you all say to anyone who's never come to one of your concerts or anything similar to this?
Don't miss this one. Because this one will make you determined never to miss any in the future. Because we do have the Stingrays. I mean, I love the name Stingrays, that play on sting, but they don't have a sting, they just have beautiful voices.
And we chose our pieces to kind of respect where this was being held.
Yes.
And these are brand new. No one's ever heard us do these.
Oh,
We've had to learn all of them from scratch in terms of...
Wonderful.
And I think we start with You Are the New Day, which is by John David as the composer, but it's been sung before by the King Singers. They did an arrangement, so we didn't have to make the arrangement up. They did it, but we've done that. But I think we start with that. We do move into some Billy Joel, which is, I don't know if you're aware of Lullaby by Billy Joel. It's a beautiful piece. Then we kind of bring it a bit more rousing with Smile by Charlie Chaplin. Who knew he was a composer?
Yeah.
So we've got Smile, and then we finish with Save the World, Don't You Worry Child, and Pentatonics did a version of this, so we copied their version. I hope we do it justice because they do it very well. But and then if everybody's on their feet and clapping, we might have an encore for you. But we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Loxley, what are your thoughts on this variety of music being presented?
Well, just listening to what has been said already around the table here, I think it ties right back into harmony. Music is harmony, rhythm, put all the other elements into it. And if you think back to and we connect this back up to Little Nell in her era, right there in the church, not the building that is now, but that was before, there was a lot of this kind of music. Well, let's put it, harmony going on. It might not be in the key or the timbre of the stingrays, but there was a lot of harmony going on within all the churches. I mean, you'd have quartets and you'd have duets and you'd have all these, and it was, I think, Miss Lila Nell was in a lot of that, especially in the John Gray, as it's called now. Before that, it was a Presbyterian church. Was in the middle of all that, as was my mother. But I think, and Chris here spoke about, I think you call it classic country or whatever it is. I think that we have a little short piece of, call it classic country, religious music that's performed by the Three Hanks. And I think if you listen to that, that will relate us back to what you might have heard, how you might have heard all this harmony back in Miss Little Nell era.
Is it the 30s and 40s and 50s?
Well, I think it goes
30s?
It goes back earlier than that.
Earlier than that.
I would say it goes back to the late 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, let's get that sample right now.
To Canaan's land, I'm on my way where the soul never dies. My darkest nights will turn to day where the soul never dies. No sad farewell, no tear dim eyes, where all is peace and joy and love and the soul never dies. A rose is blooming there for me where the soul never dies, and I shall spend eternity where the soul never dies. No sad farewell, no tear dim eyes, where all is peace and joy and love and the soul never dies. I'm on my way to that fair land where the soul never dies, where there will be no parting hand and the soul never dies. Dear sad farewell, no tear dim eyes, where all is peace and joy and love and the soul never dies.
So back in the day,
1920s.
you're walking around West Bay and passing the churches. That's what you might hear in the.
That's what you might hear, and that sample that we heard there is by Hank Williams Sr., his wife Audrey, his son Hank Jr., and his grandson Hank III.
I was going to say, it sounded like four parts in there.
So it's family, and that was the sort of setting in Miss Lila Nell era.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit Cineco.ky today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Are you ready to be inspired? Calling all marketers, creatives, and visionaries. Join SIMPA's 12th annual marketing conference, Level Up, Marketing's New Formula, happening April 17th and 18th at Hotel Indigo. Discover the latest trends in marketing innovation, sharpen your skills in hands-on workshops, and connect with global industry leaders who are changing the game. Plus, celebrate the best of Cayman's marketing and creative professionals at the SIMPA Awards Gala, honoring the brightest minds in the field. Don't miss out. Secure your tickets now at simpa.ky.
Brought to you by the Department of Tourism, Airview Media, DART, Health City, Compass Media, Armada Films, Signs of Paradise, Caribbean Creations, the Department of Communications, and Radio Cayman.
Looking for a station that plays the music you actually love? Switch now to Breeze 105.3 FM. The best adult contemporary hits of the 70s, 80s, and more. All day, every day. Feel good. Sing along and let the breeze keep you company.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're hearing about the Spirit of Harmony concert that is happening at the John Gray Memorial Church in West Bay this Saturday. And Loxley mentioned the name Lila Nell, and you have a music fund named after Lila Nell. And just briefly tell us who Lila Nell was. And Ora, I guess you're the best person to tell us?
Well, yeah, it was my mom, and when she was 10 years old, so she was born in 1910, and I think she was 9 years old, so that would be around 1919. Her dad was working on the Flagler Railroad in Florida. Mm-hmm. Well, that was a big job. And a lot of Caymanians worked on the railroad. And she wanted to learn to play music. So he sent her parents sent her to be taught by the Pilgrim Holiness minister at the time, who was, I think she was from the UK, from the British Isles. That's what it was called, I think, in those days. And she was an excellent musician and taught quite a few people in West Bay.
Miss Brown.
Miss Brown was at it. And my grandfather, our father, working on the railroad, on the Flagler Railroad, he came across an opportunity to purchase a Steinway, what are they called now, the ones that
roll. It was called roll back in those days.
A roll, yes.
It's cylinder.
Yeah.
But it was automatic.
Self-playing.
Yes,
Yes.
But it was mechanical.
It was mechanical, yeah. So he purchased it. I understand, obviously this was long before I was around, but I understand that it was purchased somewhere in the area of Key West, in the southern parts of Florida, and easily shipped out then to Grand Cayman. And that sort of started her music and her music, her interest as a very young person. Of course, she later married, and she's held on to that piano and started teaching young people in West Bay. I don't believe she had any students from out of West Bay. You know, it was all within the district. And we stopped counting around about 197 there were many, many students that left here and went away because Cayman wasn't the most attractive place to stick around. But we stopped counting around about 197 students that she had. And, think about the population.
Yeah, the
That's
ratio
a lot
there
of
is.
students. It sure is a.
That's not a good percentage of West Bay.
Yes, and they were all West Bayers because transportation was poor in those days. You don't come from East End to West Bay to learn music.
A music lesson.
That's right.
But that might have been over a period of 25, 30.
Oh yeah. It was over a period of time. It wasn't all in that era. But yes, she started roughly 1939 teaching and stopped, I think her last student was the end of 1981. So she would have been quite a senior citizen at that time. And a lot of students are still around, maybe a dozen or so. We have one here with us today.
I was a student in the 50s, early 60s. I'm still around, but the music ability is not around. It's just fond memories. She was a beautiful person, a great teacher, the patience of Job, and very skilled.
So there is the Lila Nell Music Fund, and this concert will help to support that?
Yes, we take an offering, a special offering, and we'll ask the public to please be prepared to give generously. You have some lovely entertainment, and hopefully you'll give generously to the fund.
So this fund continues to educate young people in music.
Yes. We have a young man now that we're financially supporting, and we have upgraded several musical features in our church, including our microphones and a number of other things. Because as a committee, we have a terms of reference, and we follow that terms of reference as to what the funds can be used for and so on. We're hoping that as it grows, we can expand. And we have a couple of applications now that we're going to be looking at.
Alice May, I'm curious. You Miss Lila taught you. In her teaching, did she use a ruler? Can you recall that? Where she had a ruler?
You mean she had to give us... No, I don't remember getting any little chastisement. Not at all. She was...
Well, no, because...
There were those who did.
Yeah, in that same era, my mother and her twin sister, Aunt, also taught in that era. And they always had my mother didn't do too much teaching. She had a bunch of kids to look after. But they had a ruler in their hand, and if the student played the wrong note, did you see that note?
Play that again.
That wasn't in my mother's character. Not in her character. Not the woman I know.
I'm going to bring it to the Stingray rehearsals, though.
Well, yeah, they.
You sing a bum note.
Miss Lila may have come and put her arms around. Don't worry, darling. You'll do better next time.
Yeah, that's that.
So she was an encourager.
Oh yeah, lots of patience. Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit more about how you help young people to progress in music through this fund.
Yeah, well, so far we have a young man that we're helping with guitar lessons, and he wanted the guitar lessons, but he also wanted a special. We needed a guitar, so we were able to purchase the guitar, which can be used for other students, and he actually is going to be performing on Saturday. He's Lionel Powell. And we have had some voice training for some of the members of our choir. I don't know if Alsme, if you can remember any other things.
These opportunities are not just open to, the John Great Church, but it's the community.
Yes.
So community. Anyone can apply for this?
Yeah, there's an application and a process.
Yes.
Chris, what is it about harmony that, makes it so special when you got 4 people, 5 people harmonizing? What is it?
I think it's that thing that makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up when they get it right. You know, when you hear a group of people just together, it does promote that feeling of, I'm going to use togetherness. But to put something into harmony, to have people singing the same words in different keys and different notes at different times, but it all comes together, that's when it makes think. That for me is a kind of a wow moment. And often when we're singing together, I'm listening to the other members of my group to make sure that I'm right. So I don't hear what you hear, because I'm listening to Nick or to Elaine or to hear who am I pitching off, where's my line in this, because we're each singing very different lines. But when you collectively hear us get it right in front of you, that's hopefully when we make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up and actually promote collaboration, promote listening, because harmony is all about listening. So if you, sorry, go on.
Yeah, it's a situation where you have to make sure your highs are not too low and your lows are not too high.
Exactly. And I think in today's world, we need to listen more to each other. So I think that's where the harmony comes from.
Yes, and the minister is choosing that theme for his message. He always gives about a 15, 20-minute message. And given what's happening in the world today, believe you me, harmony is important.
We need some harmony.
We need some harmony.
World leaders could follow the example.
So even though this is in a church setting, you don't come expecting to hear just gospel music, right? It's a wide variety of music.
Yes. We from day one, from our very first concert, we offered a wide range of contemporary music, and I have to tell you that it's almost a little bit like a culture change, because people don't always expect to hear so much contemporary music in the setting of the sanctuary, but the reason why, I'm going to speak for myself now and not a committee, but the reason why our committee, I convinced my committee to have quite a bit of variety of contemporary music is because of our young people. They're good people. They're good young men and women. But they love their contemporary music. And we have to reach them where they are today. These are good people who want to get more active in the church. But some of them will sing some, the more sacred songs. But it's contemporary music that they like. And we're reaching them where they are. And I think that's why we have such support.
So what about tickets now? Do people have to purchase tickets in advance?
No tickets this time. Tickets were the last time because we were at the Harkwell.
Okay.
But we are at the church and we will be taking up just an offering. So I think you could look at the offering as almost like a donation, benevolent donation to the fund.
Okay, so and it's at the church Saturday. When does it start?
6:30.
6:30 at John Gray Memorial. Loxley, you want to get a last word?
I think, just dovetailing you with what she's saying, I think the really overall arching thing is music that's inspirational.
Yeah.
A joyful sound.
Hopefully.
Yes. Joyful. All you
we realize that all music is, a gift from God. It's, it's
God-given talent.
Talent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Talent that we must appreciate.
All right, so for a great evening of music, be sure you're at John Gray Memorial in West Bay at 6:30 this Saturday for the Spirit of Harmony. Well, folks, thank you so much for coming in. It was a joy talking to you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Thank you, and we look forward to as many people as possible attending our concert on this Saturday evening, 6:30 sharp, at the John Gray Memorial Church, West Bay, just past the four-way stop to your right.
It's 1:00. Let's see what's making headlines.
If they are talking about us,
living in your head rent-free all this time,
we must be relevant. Radio Cayman since 1976. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
I'm April Cummings with your headlines. The Department of Environmental Health is gearing up for the 2026 annual bulk waste collection, starting May 4th and rotating through each district in Grand Cayman before moving to the sister islands later in the month. Residents are urged to place bulky items like old furniture and metal on the curbside only ahead of their scheduled week. Anything you put out late or in the wrong place may be treated as illegal dumping, and for that there are fines and even the possibility of jail time. Items like construction debris, hazardous materials, electronics, and tires will not be collected and should be taken directly to the Georgetown landfill or the 24-hour drop-off facility. In international headlines across the U.S., soybean farmers are heading into the spring planting under extreme financial pressure as high fuel equipment and fertilizer costs collide with low crop prices and lingering fallout from tariffs and the Iran war. Many producers say they are facing another year of negative returns, with input prices still elevated after supply bottlenecks and trade disruptions squeezed margins. More American workers are bringing artificial intelligence into their daily routines, but many remain uneasy about what that means for their jobs. Recent polling suggests roughly a third of employees now use AI frequently at work, and most of them report a boost in productivity, especially those in management roles. At the same time, many non-users say they avoid AI over ethical and privacy concerns or due to fear of being replaced, leaving the workforce split between enthusiastic adopters and wary holdouts. Those are your headlines. I'm April Cummings.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
At HSA, we strive to provide the highest standard of care with compassion, integrity, and dedication. And so we say thank you, Cayman, for continuing to make us the most awarded organization on island by voting us the best of Cayman Islands in 9 medical categories. Your support reminds us why we do what we do, to serve the Cayman community with kindness and excellence. To find out more about our award-winning services, visit hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Cayman Brac artist Holroy Eric Lorenzo Walton, affectionately known as Roy, was born on August 13, 1936 in Bogasan, Cayman Brac. Roy's upbringing in the Cayman Islands, rich with maritime traditions, fueled his love for shipbuilding and the sea. From assisting in the collection of boat timbers to his involvement in the turtling industry, Roy's fascination with the sea was evident. At 16, he embarked on his seafaring career with Colonel Shipping and later with National Boat Carriers, where he honed his skills and drew inspiration from the ocean. Despite the demands of his career, Roy's passion for art flourished, creating paintings, sculptures, and crafts that captured the essence of maritime life in the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
One of my favorite memories listening to Radio Cayman over in the Brac was during hurricane season, waiting for the updated storm coordinates to be able to track it on the map. So I would be either by the radio or by the map, me or my dad. Whoever was closest to the radio would shout out the coordinates and the other person would mark it down on the map, and then we'd both take a look and see where we predicted the storm to be moving and how quickly it would get to the BRAC or how close it would come to the BRAC. It's one of my favorite memories. Happy 50th anniversary, Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And today we're going to be hearing about the Cayman Islands Regiment. And joining me in the studio right now to tell us all about the regiment are Captain Theo Kelly and also Corporal Daniel Petts. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to our studio.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Happy to be here.
Tell us a little bit for people who don't really know, and I guess people who even think they may know might not have the right information. Tell us what the mission of the regiment is.
Good, Pete.
So the mission statement of the regiment is to protect the people of the Cayman Islands by strengthening national resilience and supporting civil authorities. So pretty much we're the guys that come in when the police are at their full
extent. Just get a little closer to that microphone.
When the police are at their full extent, we come in and help them out. We're the numbers guys.
So you are called in if some kind of extra help is needed?
Definitely.
Yeah. So, Captain Kelly, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
How long have you been with the regiment?
So I've been with the regiment from its inception, from about 2020, so about 6 years now.
And tell us about your experience.
I said, in true fashion, so far so good. I said, I've had a fantastic time, honestly. It's surreal for me to see how the regiment has grown from just a concept to fruition to where it is now. I think at this time, the regiment has actually found its footing. And I think Cayman should be proud for where we are, and then we have more to grow, and I'm looking forward to that.
So you've been through the experience of assisting in hurricanes and those sorts of things?
Yes, sir. From COVID, so we actually went to training during COVID, and I said while we were training abroad, I said a lot of stuff went on here, meaning obviously there was the field hospital that was put up by Family Life Center. So the first cohort of regiment members conducted that. When we arrived back, I said we've gone through all the storms. How we go through them? That's it.
Too many to count.
Yeah, but mostly hurricane relief. I said, and we've provided assistance in other aspects too. Agriculture show, large events and stuff. So as I mentioned, we're finding our footing and we're doing well.
So. Explain the relationship again with the police, the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service.
All right, no problem. So currently we are under the OCP, which is the Office of the Police Commissioner. So they aid us in administration, HR, and finance. I said so we're more colleagues. I said, and we are more colleagues, and it reflects to our laws in terms of Defense Act. So I think it explicitly says that in times of trouble, I said we will support Coast Guard, RCIPS, and other members.
Now, Captain Kelly is full-time, and Corporal Petts, you're a reservist?
I am a reservist, yes.
So tell us about that kind of role.
So a reservist is required to do 1 day a month training. And then one every year, an annual camp, which this year's 9 days, I believe last year was 7 days, can be up to 2 weeks. So that's what the reservist is actually required to do. There's obviously a lot more on top of that. So, for instance, I've recently, last year, got sent out to North Carolina, Camp Lejeune, to do a medics course. I've just been to Trinidad and Tobago to do a USAR course. There's all these different things that the regiment has to offer in training-wise.
So if someone is thinking about joining the regiment, that's a choice that they have? They can either go full-time or be a reservist? How does that work?
So at the moment, it's reservist. I think there's 13, full-time staff?
Yeah, 13 or 14 full-time staff. As a regiment grows, we will need full-time numbers to obviously support it. But for this time, we're looking for reservists. The benefit of being a reservist as well is when the opportunity does come for full-time roles, and so we usually look within to get persons on board.
So go ahead.
And that benefits the regiment with the recent deployment that we sent out to Jamaica for Hurricane Melissa. I think we sent 14 guys from the regiment who all had construction training.
Mm-hmm.
So all those guys went out. They helped out rebuilding after Melissa. So it's bringing your full-time role and your experience from the real world into the regiment.
Tell us a little bit about that experience. Did both of you go on?
Neither of us went.
No, neither of us went.
No?
I wasn't in construction, so I wouldn't have been very good.
Only people who had some kind of construction experience.
So we picked people that were going to be helpful.
Yeah, and that was a request of the JDF as well. They were looking for carpenters, masons, electricians, persons with trades. So that was the remit. From speaking to the guys who they had a fantastic time. We were helping alongside JDF, which is Jamaican Defence Force. We tagged along with Royal Bermuda Regiment as well, and we worked with the Ghana Defence Force as well. So in terms of regional input, we're stepping up.
So is there any particular reason why you're out on this recruitment drive for reservists?
Yeah. So contractually, as a reservist, you're bonded for 2 years. So right now we're recruiting to increase numbers and also to enhance our capabilities. So the regiment's remit is humanitarian aid and disaster relief, which is we know as HADAR, and urban search and rescues are our priorities. The regiment structure right now requires the numbers. So usually when we get deployed on an incident, let's use hurricane because it's easier to reference. I said we work in small teams, so we need numbers to boost those teams and also to keep the standard that we've set.
Now, what kind of person are you looking for?
Yes, me personally, I'm looking for anybody who has a willingness to learn. I said if you have any ambitions and you want to make a difference, and I know it's been coined by a lot of organizations, but I would like to think that we mean that totally. Like if you want a tangible way to actually make a difference, come on in.
So the current reservists that we have now come from all different walks of life, from the construction guys that went out to Melissa to lawyers to, everything you can imagine is in there now. It's a big mixing pot, and all those guys, girls bring their certain skill set from the real world into the regiment.
Are there some basic requirements though, as far as to be eligible?
Sure. So you need to be Caymanian or have permanent residency for one. You should be between the ages of 18 and 50. So once you've passed our vetting, so we have a recruitment day, and we have to do a basic fitness test, which is a bleep test, and you have to reach that level about 5.6. So the bleep test is essentially running back and forth between 20 meters. And so then, it's used to test endurance and see if you can pace yourself for time.
So, I mean, that's the only physical test that you go through?
At that time.
At that time.
Once you've passed those thresholds, then we get into basic training. And Corporate Press can tell you that's when the real fun begins.
Yeah, so what are people committing themselves to by joining up? What's it like?
Time-wise, you're committing to 1 day a month and an annual camp, anywhere from 7 to 9 days. On a monthly basis, so we just had a training day on Saturday where we, I think there was about 50 reservists turned up. We were split down into groups. One team went off to our base down at Fairbanks. They did a USAR exercise. We'd got some new tools, so they were getting familiarization with that. The second group stayed at John Gray High School, where we did urban search and rescue stretcher carry drills. So it was a combination of some physical, some learning aspects of medic, how to carry a stretcher, how to load a stretcher into the back of an ambulance, all these kind of things, which are all things that we're learning. So when the time comes, and hopefully we never need it, but we'll be there ready.
And you have to be prepared to be called up.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
so obviously a hurricane, we know they're coming. So any hurricane, a tropical storm, we get deployed out. We go to John Gray High School, or we go up to Clifford, and we go up to Clifford Hunter. So we have 2 forward operating bases, and from there we then send out smaller teams. So a hurricane's nice and easy. You get quite a bit of notice. We'll get 3 or 4 days out. This is a potential. This is what's going to happen. Get your stuff ready. A no-notice event, like a mass casualty event at the airport, something like that, is we get a call.
You get a call.
We've all got an app on our phone that beeps, whether it's on silent or not. It will go off, and it's loud, and it doesn't go off. It doesn't stop until you you respond, and then we get told where to go, and we go in.
Exactly. Best example would be like the avian flu response last year. So we got called to help out the best we could with that. I think you remember like sanitizing and
and the guys there were on 24/7.
Yep.
So we had shifts going 24/7, sanitizing all the vehicles, making sure that avian flu was contained.
So when you joined the regiment, even as a reservist, you got that call. You have agreed that you're going to drop what you're doing and report in.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you just tell your employer, sorry, the regiment calls, and I'll see you when I can get back.
Yeah. not so plain. So what we try to do is we want to reach out to everyone when it's we need you now kind of scenario. We do advise the reservists to just make your employer aware of impromptu stuff might happen. And we try our best to not to lean. Not to ruin the business day or the business schedule for them too much. But in a nice term, yes. If we need you, we call you.
Now, we've heard about relief training. Do you actually go through military defense training?
Yeah, yes, we do. And
firearms and such?
Yeah, we have firearms from the reality. I said, we are soldiers. I said, but it's our priority is USAR and urban search and rescue. I said, it's a part of military training, but it's not our main focus.
So the main focus is the HADA, the humanitarian aid and disaster relief.
And that's, thank God, that's all you've had to do so far, right?
Fingers crossed, yes.
Or knock on wood, as they say.
So male and female, welcome.
Very much so,
sir.
yeah.
Yeah, we're very inclusive. All walks of life, as Corporal Pets mentioned. 18 to 50. I said, male and female would be fantastic. More female than male because we're in a deficit of females now.
But I think there's 14 female candidates that have already signed up.
So far, yes.
To do the basic the fitness test, and hopefully they'll get through.
So tell us a little bit about what the training is like. How do you reach that point that you are a trained person?
I signed up. I was cohort 3, which was 2022, and it started off as it was a 2-week training course, pretty intense. It wasn't a live-in, so we got to go home at some point for 10 of the days, and then 3 of the days we were out at the agricultural ground. So the first 10 days, pretty much we were taken. I knew nothing. I had no military background. I was in the Boy Scouts when I was a kid. That's about as far as it went. And we were taken and basically turned into little soldiers and sent out on the end task at the end, where we did 3 days out at the agricultural ground, which was a scenario. As in, a hurricane had come through. This is kind of things that you'd have to be doing. Crowd control, going out and search and rescue, that kind of thing. So it's fun. Until it gets real.
Yeah, so when you go camp out, it's not like Easter camping. Right?
No, it's not. If there is AC, it's only for a short time, and it's probably the vehicles. I said, yeah. But that's to reiterate what Corporal Pet said. That essentially, we take you through basic military training. So drill, first aid, the structure of the regiment, our Defense Act, governor's orders. Like I said, we go through specific scenarios catered to us. We go from literally basics: how to burnish your shoes, how to burnish your boots, how to iron your uniform, like like literally, I wouldn't say from zero to hero, but you're a star then.
Now, as a reservist, is this volunteer or is there some sort of
They actually
stipend
pay you
attached
to
to
do it.
this?
Yeah, we get paid to do this.
Okay, I guess that's encouraging.
Yeah. If you enjoy it, it's great.
But what can recruits expect? I mean, what the whole experience? Do you gain skills as
Most
being
definitely, yes.
a reservist in the regiment?
Yeah. I mean, I've gained so much from it. You know, I as I said, I started in 2022. I've become a medic, so I'm one of the team medics with the regiment. I've done a JCB course. I've done a management course. I've done a leadership course. Yeah, there's so many opportunities in there.
So you actually, as time goes on, you actually build up your resume there.
Most definitely, yeah. And I think for the people that want to do it and are invested in it, there's every opportunity.
Any examples that you can tell us of where people have come in and they've, gained skills and abilities that they took back out into the civilian life?
Well, I can tell you from persons who have been in the regiment. So I'm aware that most people want to come on full time. There's just not that capacity as yet. As I mentioned, as the regiment grows, that capacity will fill. But they've taken those skills that we've instructed them and gone to other services. So we've had persons who are in the regiment who've gone to EMS, who have gone to fire service, RCIPS. So a lot of those discipline skills and leadership qualities are benefits for them. We even have persons who are in Her Majesty's prisons. So it's
as guards, not
yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So yeah, it's from that track record, I would say that those were benefit to other organizations in that regard.
And we've got one recruit that went to the UK and became a Royal Marine.
A Royal Marine as well. So
he progressed onto the.
So what's the first step of joining the regiment?
So you can check our social media. We have a link in there to fill out a form. Just fill out the form. It'll go to the regimental HQ. We'll do our vetting, and then you'll either get an email or a call asking you to come in.
So when you say you do the vetting, what does that consist of?
So for the vetting, first and foremost, you need to check that you are Caymanian, so that you do have permanent residencies. Those two basic criteria have to be met at this point in time. And then we'll send out specific forms. So before you do the training day. And then once you're invited to the training day, so we do a physical assessment, which is a beep test that I mentioned. So we'll give you a bit of background on the regiment in specific lessons, and then you'll have interviews where we'll ask you questions in terms, just to see where your mind's at.
So that interview is a vital part of it?
Yeah, yes, sir. I would say so. I mean, like with any job, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, can you give us a little insight into what you look for in that interview?
Sure. One is a standard question, but we just want to see motivations. Like, why do you want to join the Cayman Islands Regiment? And obviously from that response, we can gauge, where we can possibly put you or how you can fit in the regiment, and also to see, for lack of a better phrase, how you go under pressure. Because I've been told over the years that sitting behind the desk and facing two persons can be intimidating. So I've been told, but questions similar to that, like you would do in a normal job interview, as mentioned.
So you said you needed women.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to women as to encourage them to join the regiment?
Come on down. It's not like what you see in the movies. And the same opportunities that the guys have, and the ladies will have as well. As a Trooper Ari. She's one of our shining stars. Captain Jackson, who is one of our full-time members as well, she's come above and beyond. And so we have a crew called the Signals. It's a unit that deals with comms. So we have a Corporal Ethan. So they're in junior leadership roles, and they have provided just as much help as anybody in the regiment would.
And from a reservist point of view, I'd say it's like a club. It's great. Just come on down if you want to get involved in something. You want to be part of something. You know, Saturday was a great day. Everyone had fun. It was, you know, it's like having a meeting up and playing football, or you know, whatever your thing is. It's rewarding.
Can someone come and talk to you before they, you know, sign up to find out more information? How do they go about doing that?
Not an issue. So we're located at Windjammer Plaza on Walker's Road. Office hours are from 8:30 to 5 p.m. And for point of reference, that is Walker's Road across from the Burger King. So, so we're upstairs. Just knock on the door and so we'll welcome in. And any questions you have, we will be willing to answer.
So tell us, have you seen changes in the regiment since the time you joined to now?
Oh yes. And I would say for the better, and from my perspective. I said we've. How do I say this? When the regiment first started up, we were like I said, tried to find our footing. I think we've found our footing now and found how we can add not only benefit but numbers to the Cayman Islands. And as a former CEO, Colonel Carter, as mentioned, we're moving into our professional phase now, meaning we're streamlining a lot of training and a lot of qualifications so that we can improve that product. You know what I mean? And then we want to be effective, you know, more efficient.
And how long have you been a reservist?
2022, I joined Cohort 3. Yeah.
And what have you seen over the years?
So when I joined, it was the CO was part-time. I think there was only a couple of full-time staff, so obviously that side of things grown. It's definitely become more professional since I've joined. And I think, as Captain Kelly said, it's found its feet. It's now knows what direction it's going in. Whereas before, you know, it used to see somebody walking down the street in this kind of uniform, and in Cayman it was a bit, what's going on here? Now I think they look at us and they see this and they go, oh, they're the guys that will come and help us when something goes wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I know those pictures that appeared in the media during the hurricane sent a big message to people as to what you do, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
And that's half the reason I joined. I lived through Hurricane Ivan, and you know that put a scar, like most people, on my life. And I was actually looking to join a charity that sends people out to disaster areas, and then this opportunity came up. So rather than go and do it for different countries, I decided to join the regiment here and help Cayman.
Yeah, what response do you get from civilians who might encounter you while you're in uniform? Or what?
It generally is positive. It is pretty much positive. It is. We're seen as the guys that are going to come and help you out when you need it, when it's needed.
And a lot of thank you for your service, which really touches the heart.
So let's go through again the whole process of recruitment as we
no
down
problem.
to the end of the show.
No problem. Start from the top.
So this segment, rather.
Yeah, no worries. So start from the top. So you can do one of a few things. You can check us on social media. So we're very big on Instagram and Facebook, and so you can send references to there. You can also go on the RCIPS website. They actually have a section for us where the application form is as well. If neither of those avenues work, you can head down to the office and stop by so we can get you checked in, and then expect an email from us. The shutdown date or deadline, I should say, is the 27th of April. So you have a very short window now to get yourselves in. Office hours, as mentioned, 8:30 to 5 p.m.
And when are those training days going to be?
That's a recruitment day. One will be the 18th of April, and the next one will be the 2nd of May.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in and telling us about the regiment, and telling people how they can sign up and give a helping hand.
Yeah, no problem. So,
thank you.
Yeah, so we'll see you as well then.
Maybe.
Yeah, all right. Looking forward to it.
All right. But thank you for your service.
Yeah. Thank you for being here.
We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
This April, the Cayman Islands come alive. Capella Music Festival 2026 takes over Camana Bay Saturday, April 25th. T.I.
Ready to the checker flag, ready through the river.
Robin Thicke.
We got the magic.
Adonia. Walshy Fire, Problem Child, Spencer Crandall, Nicotine Dolls, Ziggy Ziegler, DJ Stax, and more from 12 p.m. to midnight. Get your tickets now at CapellaMusicFestival.com.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter will be taking appointments from April 13 to 17 at his Crew Road Clinic. Appointment slots are limited. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, Botox, filler, cosmetic enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email dr.porterkman@gmail.com or call 946-9020 to book your appointment today. That is 946-9020.
Happy 50th anniversary, Radio Cayman. From the Bluff to the shores of Grand Cayman, you have been the trusted source of news and great music. This is Ventisha Conley, the events manager for the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and in this segment, we're going to be hearing about the Proud of Them program and how to nominate young people to be recognized for their good work. Here to tell us more about that are Camille Angel and James Miles. Welcome back to the studio. How are you all doing?
Doing good. Good, thank you.
Tell us about the origin of this program, Proud of Them. How did that all get started?
It started with a spate of bad news back in 2011.
Really?
When the narrative on young people was very negative because of spate of murders.
Yeah.
And then the National Youth Commission said, no, we have far too many good young people doing great and outstanding things for us, for our young people to only get negative press. So to flip the script on the narrative, we wanted to promote the positives, and hence we came up with Proud of Them for to highlight the young Caymanians who we are very proud of, who are doing exceptional, great things and setting standards that are globally recognized.
So just to make sure people understand, these are the young people that we see on the billboards that we drive around, right?
That's so.
Yeah. So how does that process work? What have you start with nominations?
Yes, there is a call for public nominations, and that happens in early March. And we close that nomination period almost towards the end of March. So we actually received 268 nominations from the community this year.
That's a very good response.
It really is. And these nominations are recognizing 110 youth. So that means there were youth who had multiple nominations coming from the community, their youth groups, their schools. And it's overwhelmingly been a very positive response. And that is for youth across the different awarding categories in academic, sports, culture, community service, career, and also business.
Now, are you looking, is it a committee, or who chooses the people?
Oh, there's a selection committee set up to go through the nominations. And what we're here to talk about today is how to close the loop on the nomination process. Because now that the nominators have nominated the young people are getting emails saying that they're nominated and to supply information and evidence of what has been claimed in the nominations.
Mm-hmm.
So we're here to let young people know to check your emails. It might just go to junk mail because you might not have ever got an email from us. So check your junk mail as well. And if you see the nominations, supply us with the information which completes the nomination process, so the selection committee can adjudicate fairly with all information in front of them.
We also want to encourage nominators who might have nominated some outstanding young people this year. If they are aware of your nomination and you're okay with sharing that with them, go ahead and give them a nudge, encourage them to complete their nomination. They will go into that email and they'll see that there's a nomination form, an online form, where they submit additional information. So those are things like reference letters or documentation of awards or ways that you might have represented the Cayman Islands before. Maybe it might be at tournaments, it might be at competitions or different ways. And we're just on air today to encourage all of those young people who have been nominated to go ahead and complete your nomination. Give us that documentation so that we can share it with the selection committee and really help us to paint a picture of your contributions in that awarding category so that you can be considered for the award.
So can you give us an idea of what kind of documentation you're looking for?
Sure. Like if you're being nominated for academics, we're looking for transcripts, we're looking for any awards that you got from your school, certificates of any kind, debate trophies, any kind of medals from your academic career, anything to show that you're outstanding. If you're part of any honor society, because we get young people that are high school age getting into the high school honor societies and stuff. We have students that are in college that are being in honor societies, which it is a great honor. It's not something that they take lightly.
And of course, if there are other awarding categories that you've been nominated in, there'll be different kinds of documents, essentially the same, but just a little bit different depending on the category. So if we were looking at a culture nomination, you would be asked to provide references from cultural organizations, depending on which ones you're a part of. So if you are an active volunteer with the Cayman Cultural Foundation or the National Museum or any of our other cultural bodies or organizations, maybe there's a dance troupe, maybe there's a musical group that you're a part of, whatever it may be, your online nomination form will ask you to submit the specific documentation that we need. Again, it's a little bit different. For the sporting nominations, you'll be giving us proof of membership. So if you're part of any teams or national teams, if you have won at any competitions, again, for the other areas, career, we'd be looking for things like your job letter and areas where you have letters of reference to support your nomination. So it varies slightly depending on the categories, but they're all pretty much looking for you to paint the best picture of who you are as a young person and how you are inspiring this next generation of positive role models and what you're doing to contribute in that awarding category. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us at info.ysu@gov.ky or 943-1127. That is the Youth Services Unit. And we can provide some clarity around your questions. We really do want to encourage you, if you see this, don't just wait with your email until the last possible moment. Try to compile your documents and put everything together because you stand just a fair chance as anyone else. And we do want to encourage young people to please give us a full picture so that we can share that with the selection committee because they will only know what you provide. So if you provide us with full and complete information, then we can share more about you as a candidate.
So once all this information is in and you get together as a committee, what are you looking for to make your selection?
Yes, so these documents are due by the 18th of April at 11:59 p.m. So that is the deadline on the dot for us to have all of your information. It will be your nominee form and any documents that you submit as support for your nomination. And then the selection committee will take a look at all of these together in your file. The Proud of Them website at www.youthservices.com/proudofthem provides some guidance notes on there as well, which tell you more about the criteria for selection. So they'll look at the different areas of your nomination. That'll be things such as the references, it'll be awards, it will be your representation and the impact that you've made. They'll also review your testimonials from your nomination and also your own testimonial that you've provided as to why you would be a good role model and someone who should be selected. And what they do is review that against a matrix so that they can ascribe points for each of those different areas. So this is why we do encourage young people. It is important to provide as much information as you can and paint that full and complete picture, because what you submit or supply to them will be what they'll be able to look at against that matrix and say, these items have been provided and this is their level of impact and it's been very significant. So by painting that picture, you're really helping to promote that process and the fairness in the process.
So what are the different areas?
Okay, there's academics, sports, culture, community service, career, and business. Those 6 categories. And we're looking for leadership. We're looking for those who are good role models, can provide inspiration for their peers and those that are coming after them. We're also looking for those who have already made an impact in their peer circle. So those are the kind of things that would earn you a billboard.
What's the age range?
Age 10 to 25.
10 to 25?
Yes.
So that's that's quite a spread there.
Yes, but we've had 11-year-olds on the billboards before. Our youngest has been 11 years old. He was Trevor Carmola Jr. He actually ran into a burning building and pulled a man out of the fire. I think he deserved a billboard.
Yeah, or maybe more.
And he was 11. 11 years old.
Yes.
And he rescued someone
from a fire.
From a fire.
Yes.
And have you kept track of him? What
he's graduated now. He's off to college now.
Yeah.
He's still doing well, still doing having positive contributions where we are. He's a real testament to the Cadet Corps. They have worked with, he has been in the Cadet Corps from he was a very young boy, and he's grown into a fine young man. And you could probably look for him on the regiment soon or some circle there, because he's always been a standout guy. And even though he was surrounded by challenges, it didn't stop him from doing the right thing at the right time.
Do you keep track of the nominees?
Sometimes. It's almost 200 of them now.
Yeah.
Because we've been doing this since 2013. And each round you get more people to kind of track. But almost, I could say all of them, because we've lost one. She passed away in a car accident. But I think everyone else has done extremely well going forward. I think this, the impact of this award also highlights them in their community, so people now have their eye on them as an icon. So the behavior is always in check. They're always expecting great things from them. We've now seen a lot of our Proud of Them alumni coming back and being youth ambassadors for the Cayman Islands, going away and representing. Like 2 were away recently with our minister at the Commonwealth Summit in Ireland. I think it's in the UK. Yeah, it wasn't.
They were in Oxford. At the Commonwealth Youth Development Summit. With regards to our honorees, we do have a lot of honorees, and their names are actually listed on our website, so that www.youthservices.com/proud of them, and you can click on the honorees tab to read the biographies of some of the most recent honorees. And one of the things that I can say has been a really positive development in the program and a part of this expansion has been our team hosting a series of inspiration and action events where we invite those alumni to come and participate in community activities or things that we might have planned. One of those recently was in February, where we had invited our honorees and also members of the community open to the public to join us to craft cards for Meals on Wheels for our seniors during Valentine's Day. So we do try to host these events periodically to re-engage our alumni, but there are so many of them that are doing really wonderful things in the community, and it's highly likely as you see the billboards that you're driving around in Grand Cayman, in Cayman Brac, that you know someone or you have known someone, and it's very likely that that person is still doing amazing things. You might not realize they're an honoree, but you will definitely see their name on our website, and they are always invited to connect with us at the Youth Services Unit and to keep giving us those stories of inspiration. We do invite them back as keynote speakers for the Proud of Them Gala at the end of the year when we announce our new honorees. So we always try to have alum join us.
So being selected as one of the people to be proud of them, it really opens doors.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I mean, most of these people go on to college, or some of them are already in business, right?
Yes. And if they use the recognition to their full advantage, it should open a lot more doors for them. The thing is, we've noticed that a lot of our honorees are very humble, not one to brag about their accomplishments or anything, but they should allow us to do it for them, to say, listen, this youngster is straight A's from primary school. This youngster graduated with a 4.25 GPA. And out of a 4.0, why not give him an Ivy League school to attend? Why not give him all the opportunities at these the top prestigious schools around the world, and give him a shot at it, because he or she has proven that they are exceptional students.
And this is a national recognition. It is coordinated by us at the Youth Services Unit under the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage. And it is a prestigious award to be able to be identified in this way. And I think that the community, that's why they had so much support with the public nomination process this year. 268 nominations. That's tons of people that were able to identify a young person who really deserved to be honored. And that's why we do want to encourage this continued buy-in from the community. We want to continue to encourage our alum to be involved. But of course, and the most time-sensitive point is for those who have been nominated this year, please complete your nomination, submit your documents, get those into us by the 18th of April before 11:59 p.m. so that you can be considered for the awards, because we do see that it's such a powerful platform, and we're giving these young people the opportunity to represent us as a nation, and they stand forward as young people who have been exceptional, who have done amazing things already, and young people who we believe will continue to do that.
We have to take a little break here, but we'll be right back.
This April, experience more than fashion. Experience culture, creativity, and community. Cayman In Style Fashion Week 2026 returns April 23rd to the 26th. A 4-day celebration of innovation, wellness, and global excellence. From the Global Fashion Summit to the Bridal Couture Exhibition, runway shows, and the Trailblazer Awards Gala, where ideas, talent, and opportunity meet. Supporting youth through the Creative Fashion School and sustainability through Protect Our Future. Get your tickets now at CaymanInStyleFashionWeek.com. Cayman In Style Fashion Week 2026, where culture meets creativity.
Freedom, Cayman Brac. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
This April, the Cayman Islands come alive. Capella Music Festival 2026 takes over Camana Bay Saturday, April 25th. T.I.
Ready to the checker flag, ready through the red.
Robin Thicke.
We got the magic.
Adonia, Walshy Fire, Problem Child, Spencer Crandall, Nicotine Dolls, Ziggy Ziegler, DJ Stax, and more from 12 p.m. to midnight. Get your tickets now at CapellaMusicFestival.com.
The 7 a.m. Sports Report, brought to you by Dr. Wayne Porter, offering a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. Call 946-9020 to book your appointment today.
The 6:15 Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by CG Britcay, insurance, health, pensions, life, where people come first.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and I'm talking to Camille Angel and James Miles about the Proud of Them program. You received 268 nominations for 110 young people this year. Is that the greatest number that you've ever had? Or?
Yes, we have. We've had over 200 nominations before, but never 268. This is the highest. And I want to thank everyone in the community for nominating deserving young people, because the process cannot even be started without the nominations.
Mm-hmm.
So we thank you for participating. Thank you for keeping an eye out for young people. Thank you for highlighting their positive contributions and putting them forward for this prestigious award. We couldn't do it without the nominations. Ms. Camille and I can't just sit down and draft up the nominations just to get this process going. And we want to thank the community for rallying around the young people that they see doing great things.
And for their thoughtfulness, because there are many times where we can sit back and think, well, this young person, they're already on the radar of their school or of their sports group. They probably are already doing well and they don't necessarily need another push. But when you really pause, you take a moment and you think to yourself, it's because of our community and because of our awareness and our watchfulness. It takes a village to be able to recognize those children, to keep motivating them. And I think that it's a huge motivation when you find out that someone or multiple people in your community have recognized you and want to see you take that leg up and that next step that comes with securing a national award like the Proud of Them Youth Awards.
Well, obviously, you have the attention of the community.
Yes.
But what's 13 years now?
Yes, it has been.
So how would you describe the impact that this has made on young people themselves?
Well, if you was to listen to their stories about the impact it has made on their lives, I think next time we should actually have one here.
That would be good.
To share how it has changed their lives, how they now see that a lot of people are looking towards them to even help solve problems that they would have not have done so before. And solving problems is what makes you a leader. And to represent other people is what makes you an exceptional statesperson.
And I also think that for young people right now, this is a opportunity to consider how they're building their brand. So they're building their brand through, their academic achievements, their sporting achievements, their contributions to culture, and in so many other ways. And like Mr. Miles had mentioned earlier, we think a lot about negatives and, when things go wrong in our community. But this is really an opportunity for us to put forward role models. And some of them, as I mentioned before, sometimes you think to yourself, oh, this young person is doing fine. You don't think to maybe let me nominate them and see how this can make their life even better. But these forms of exposure and giving the community a vision of what our future could look like when we put youth and their contributions first, and when we value what they have done in our community, this is very uplifting. And I think that it builds their brand, it makes them recognizable in the community, and it just gives them a platform that they hadn't had before. And I think that this is already a step in the right direction for us as a community.
And what is also a plus is their very inspiring stories. Their stories itself, you see a young person, you see them doing great, and you don't know what they've been through.
Mm-hmm. You don't know
and
their struggle.
In spite of all of the struggle, in spite of all the hardships or the losses, they still continue to press towards excellence and to set their own standards sometimes, very much higher than their peers. It is stories that need to be told.
And I would encourage the community to, again, visit our website at www.youthservices.org/proud of them, read some of those honoree biographies, and of course, watch their videos as well. They each of our 15 honorees, there's a video where they're able to speak and share in their own words some of their journey. But again, as Mr. Miles mentioned, some of them have inside of them some truly inspiring stories that all of us, no matter what age, can relate to. And I think when you hear how they've moved past adversity, that is the true heart of this campaign. Our tagline is inspiration and action for Proud of Them, because we've seen these young people, their actions, be the most inspiring things that drive us as a community to do better and hope for better.
So these young people themselves are a source of inspiration.
They are.
Now, was it only 15 people are going to be selected?
Yes, there are 15 honorees, and there will be 2 rising stars that are selected. So the 15 honorees, we've had questions before about whether they're in specific categories. No, they're not. Out of those 110 people, the 15 highest scoring honorees will be the ones that are the honorees for 2026 to 2027. So again,
and then 16 and 17 will be your 2 rising stars.
Correct. So again, that is why we really want to encourage you, if you're a young person who's been nominated and you're listening right now, or if you're a nominator and you want to nudge the young person that you nominated, please do so and encourage them. Check their emails, go ahead and submit their nominee form and their supporting documents, whatever it may call for, depending on what category they've been nominated in. Please have them do that by or before the 18th of April at 11:59 p.m. And if they've been nominated in 2 categories, they do have to fill out 2 separate forms. So they have fill it out for academics and fill it out for culture, whatever combination that they have been nominated for. They just go ahead and submit a nomination form, because each of those will call for some slightly different things. While you have a culture nomination, you might need references from a cultural organization. For an academic nomination, you would need an academic reference. So whether
the nominations are specific to the category.
Yes, they are. Right. They are specific.
And any honoree can be nominated for any 2 categories.
Up to 2 categories. It might be 1 that you're nominated in, or it could be 2. But we definitely want to encourage those young people, anyone who's listening, or nominators who might be listening, to please ensure that they provide that supporting document. So the supporting document, so that the selection committee can really have a full picture of who that young person is, how they have role model potential, and what their plans are, and how they can see themselves being a part of this movement, because it's really grown. As Mr. Miles said, there are over 180 honorees, probably more in the 200 range, but there's very many.
So what's the date again? For
the deadline is the 18th,
April.
which is not far from now.
No, no, just around the corner.
That's right. So get cracking on it.
Yes,
have them check your junk mail. Help them.
We have also issued them reminders through email as well. So those were issued at the end of March, and also in early April, around the 1st and 2nd of April. So you will see emails around then reminding you to go ahead and complete that nomination. And if you have any questions, you can't locate it, or there's any other queries that you might have about the awards, or anything else in that range, please contact us at info.ysu@gov.ky. That's the Youth Services Unit, or you can call us at 943-1127.
And is there an awards night ceremony?
Yes. So
the gala is Wednesday the 19th, I think,
of
November.
Yes, and for anyone who might be curious, the shortlisted candidates are the only youth that are contacted in the process, so they should expect that communication at some point in May. It's just determinant on how many completed nominations we're reviewing, because it does take a while to go through that process. But once that occurs, the honorees for the year are then contacted by the Youth Services Unit directly, and they'll be notified if they're honorees or if they're rising stars. And then there is a gala where we announce to the public our newest honorees and rising stars, and that happens every November. So in November, you also notice that the billboards from the previous year will go down, and our newest honorees will be, you'll see their faces all around Grand Cayman and in Cayman Brac as well. So that's one of the markers that we have, and I know the community is very excited to see when those billboards go up.
James Miles and Camille Angel, thank you so much for coming in and telling us about this wonderful program.
All right. And I want to shout out some people.
Real quick.
My supervisor who's watching us, Mr. Mani from Jubilati, Mr. James Anglin from Wise Up TV, and Miss Alida Ali from the MEF MPO. Thank you for watching and promoting young people and for promoting the positives that they do in our society. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's go to the news.
Information, entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since 1976 till now.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. The Cayman Islands government has announced today it will honor outstanding civil servants at the 2025 Employee of the Year ceremony on Thursday, April 16th at the Kimpton Seafire Resort, starting at 6 p.m. The event, a centerpiece of the Deputy Governor's Award program, will select an Employee of the Year from 12 Employee of the Month awardees and also recognize 90 Chief Officers' Choice awardees. Attendance is by invitation, but the public can watch the ceremony live on CIG YouTube and CIG TV cable channels. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump says a United States naval blockade of ships transiting the Strait of Hormuz to and from Iranian ports has begun. In remarks to reporters at the White House today, he said there is no fighting, but that Iran is doing, quote, absolutely no business, and that Washington will block Iranian vessels and any ships that pay tolls to Iran. He warned that any Iranian fast attack vessels that come near the blockade will be eliminated. Tehran has threatened to retaliate against ports of its Gulf neighbors, while NATO allies, including Britain and France, say they will not be drawn into the conflict by joining the blockade. In other news, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has launched an investigation into athleisure brand Lululemon over the potential presence of so-called forever chemicals in its activewear, he said today in a post on X. The probe will examine whether the company's apparel contains PFAS that health-conscious customers would not expect based on its marketing. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and let's take a quick look at the weather. It's 83 degrees here in Georgetown. Feels like 88, and the wind is out of the east-northeast at 16, I'll call it 16 and a half knots. Better hold on to my hat. And the forecast is for more windy weather this evening and tonight, more wind. So it should be a nice cool night, I guess, if it's windy, right? And the winds are expected to be out of the northeast at 15 to 20 knots with higher gusts. Yeah, so Boaters, please note, small craft advisory is in effect. Seas are rough with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet. And as far as the radar here, things are looking good in our area as far as any kind of rain in the general Cayman area. Well, we've got about 25 minutes left in the show, coming down the home stretch here, and no guests right now. We're going to finish it off with some open lines, so you are welcome to pick up the phone and give us a ring. Tell us what's on your mind. The numbers to call, 1-800-534-8255. That's courtesy of Flo. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990, or if you like the WhatsApp number is 925-3261. Well, what is going on in the world today? I mean, first the Iranians are blocking the Straits of Hormuz, and now the Americans are blocking it. And Trump is arguing with the Pope. My goodness, I don't know what is going on here. But, we saw gas prices edge up here. Some might even call it a jump rather than edge up. And in the States, gas prices are high compared to what they've been paying. Sometimes I look at it and say, oh, you're paying $4 an hour, $4 a gallon U.S. Lucky you. We're at what, $5.40 now for regular gas, $5.45 some places. That's almost $7 or so, U.S. And right now, there's no relief in sight as far as gas prices. And Canada is complaining too. With this thing now where the U.S. is blockading the Straits of Hormuz and other, not just the Straits, but apparently the Iranian ports in general, and they're not going to let any ship out, especially those that have paid the toll to Iran apparently, and this means that oil shortage created by the blockade that the Iranians started will continue, even though there's a ceasefire and all that. People were very hopeful that this would mean that they would see gas prices going down. But no. That's not going to happen for right now. As a matter of fact, Trump himself was, I think it was on Fox News saying, no, you can prepare for, gas prices to at least remain where they are. Maybe they'll even get higher. And he was talking about through November. So, this thing is not over yet. And let's hope the price for what we're paying isn't going to go much higher than what it is. Already up to, some stations are like $5.45 for regular full service. And, if you fill it up yourself, you probably got a break on that. But the price of oil is going to remain high. So, and as we've said so many times on here, once the energy price is up, everything else is going to go up, right? So let's hope for the best that this thing resolves it, and some common sense starts to be put in place here, and we can try and get back to a more normal economics throughout the world, because as long as that 20% of the world supply is being cut off, it's going to affect the whole world. And oil is a global commodity that is not bid for and sold in isolation. So as long as that 20% is being tied up, you can look forward to higher oil and therefore gas prices and maybe even electricity prices. We have a caller on the WhatsApp line. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Glidden. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. How are you, George?
Yep. I would like if you could give me a call, sir, when your show is through. It's something very important I need to speak with you about.
Okay.
I left the number on the WhatsApp.
Okay, I'll call you when I get off.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
All right. You take care. So let's see what else is going on around the place here. I was looking at a story in Cayman News Service. This was from the 9th. It says, construction sector still fueling growth in jobs. And, local job opportunities were on the rise last month. That's March, according to Work's March report. And that report was saying there were 1,984 vacancies across several industries. And that's because they know that by the jobs that are posted on the work portal, of course, because you have to do that if you have any intention of taking out a work permit. And so out of that 1,984, let's see, the number represents a significant increase from the 1,444 jobs posted on the site in 2025, March 2025. So, and construction is the one that's driving that. So, I guess the building and the pouring of cement continues. So, we have a caller on the line. Good afternoon. You are on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Charlo.
Good afternoon.
How are you today, sir?
I'm doing okay, and you?
I'm thankful, Mr. Charlo. Mr. Charlo, you know what I was saying? I mean, it's real, seriously, with the price increases and et cetera here in Cayman. I don't know. I think a lot of us got to really become a little more creative. When it concerns the in relation to the price increases, because I mean, if for example, a lot of people have a certain amount of income, and then the prices just going up here and there, and so many different things. I mean, what do we do here? Okay, man.
Well, you got to watch your pennies.
Oh yeah, yes, sir. You got to watch the pennies, and they drop on the ground. You got to pick them up.
Yeah, well, sometimes we, if you look at your spending, you'd be surprised. You say, "Wow, I'm spending that amount of money on that thing that I don't really need. I like it, I want it, but I don't really need to have it every month, you know. And sometimes you have to, pare back on that budget. And of course, I know there are people that they are barely making ends meet to begin with. So it's like, I can't cut anything, I don't have anything outstanding to cut. There's no fat here. It's all lean. I'm paying the rent. I'm paying the electricity, paying the water, trying to eat something that's healthy, and not much left after that.
You're right. And then I've been hearing something from some employees. This seemed to become a little more common now that their hours have been cut, and because I was saying to this young lady, I said, why don't you ask your, she's saying things are rough. I said, why don't you see if you can get more hours? She said, no, they decreased the hours. So, and I've heard that from quite a few people that I don't want to talk about. I don't want.
You don't want to call their names, so.
No. But I think we really quite a few of us need to become really very creative and that sort of thing, because
like cook your own food instead of eating out. That can save you a few bucks.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Well, listen, I got to take a little break here, but
okay.
Thank you so much for the call.
Okay, sir.
Stay creative.
Yes, sir.
All right, take care.
Okay, sir. Okay.
We'll be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Did you know the MMR vaccine protects children against measles, mumps, and rubella, 3 highly contagious viral diseases? Measles can cause serious complications such as pneumonia and brain inflammation. Under the updated National Immunization Schedule, the first dose of MMR vaccine will now be given at 12 months instead of 15 months, providing earlier protection for children. Vaccination trains the immune system to fight infections, keeping family and communities healthy. Ask your healthcare provider about the updated schedule today. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, Environment, and Sustainability and the Public Health Department.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and let me return to this article here in Cayman News Service about the number of growth, the growth of jobs in Cayman for last month during March, and these were jobs that were posted on the work portal. Now, if you say, well, they're on the work portal, they probably are for work permits. They already know they're going to be taking out work permits. Well, maybe, but it certainly presents the opportunity for any Caymanian also that is in need of work to apply for these jobs. And if you qualify, you should be, invited to take up a position. But let's take a look at what was actually up there. So according to a report, the construction industry accounted for 17% of that 1,984, which in actual numbers was 343 jobs posting for construction work. Now, maybe you don't want to do construction work. Let's see what else is here. 18%. It also accounts for most of the job postings so far this year, with 985 jobs advertised for the industry, 18.1%. 99 jobs posted were for construction laborers in March, the highest for any occupation. Hospitality offered the second largest number of opportunities, with 284 job advertisements, 14%, while work in the administrative and support services was just behind with 281 openings. That's 14% of the jobs advertised in March. So this article continues on to say that although many of the job postings were for low or unskilled work, most nevertheless required at least a high school diploma or equivalent qualifications. Almost 30% of all jobs advertised required a minimum of 5 years experience. And the department urged job seekers entering the workforce or those wanting to advance their careers to upskill, explore opportunities, and stay ahead of labor market trends. And since the start of the year, 5,427 jobs have been posted on the work portal. And, you might look at some of these and say, well, that's not what I want to do. Well, if you're out of work, sometimes we have to take something that we don't necessarily want to do or may not have been trained to do, just to bridge that gap until, we find something that our qualifications are more suited for. Or if you're lacking in certain qualifications that employers would be looking for, then you should be trying to, develop yourself, right? Even if you take something that you say, well, gosh, I don't want to have to stay here for the rest of my life. That old saying, you do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do, right? And sometimes that means, maybe taking a job that you don't want. But if your immediate need is a job, then obviously there are jobs out there. Something to be able to put food on the table, keep the lights on, and pay some rent. It mightn't qualify you for a bank loan to get a new car, or buy a house, but something to keep you going until you can make things better. Because in March there were around 37,000 active work permits. That's a lot of jobs. And, to get something that is, as this put it, low paying, to get a job that is not low paying, you have to prepare yourself. Get some experience, get some qualifications, and there are means of doing that. There's opportunities for upscaling yourself. If you don't have a trade, seek out how you can go and get trained, and you have a trade. There's scholarships that are available. Government will help to assist you with tuition, and you can find. We always hear there's no trade school. That's one. It's like, oh, there's no trade school. Well, there's no trade school per se, but you can find training in the trades at UCCI. You like cars, you can learn to be, a mechanic. And they got air conditioning technician qualifications, construction. Get a skill in construction instead of having to be an unskilled laborer. But Cayman has jobs. Obviously, we don't have enough Caymanians to fill all of those jobs. But in order for us to stand a chance, we do have to prepare ourselves, upskill ourselves, and I want to remind you of the new foundation that Don Seymour has now put in place, called Caymanians First. And as the name implies there, they want to make sure that Caymanians are in place to take advantage of all of these developments that we see happening. They are willing to also give scholarships to people. They will send people on scholarship to Miami-Dade Community College, Miami-Dade Community College, which has a vast array of different subjects that you can take to qualify you for, gainful employment in Cayman. But we got less than 2 minutes left, and someone just called. Let's see if we can get them in here. Hello, you're on the air.
I need 3 minutes.
Oh, I only got 1.5 though. Go.
So, Mr. Tallow, we finally found a police station.
Yeah, I see that. So the rumors were right.
Are government purchasing or rent is going to be rental?
Now, that I don't know. I'll have to check that out. I'm not sure.
Oh my goodness!
But we heard long time ago that that's where it was going to go, right?
Yeah. Anything you hear up there, some truth is to it, one way or the other. It may take a while, but there's some truth to it sometimes. Nothing in Cayman stays quiet. But anyhow, well, I got more to talk about, but I'll catch you another day. I just hope that they purchase that building instead of rental, because how much more building can government rent and try to own? They need to start trying to own some buildings, really and truly. Really and truly.
Sometimes it works out better the other way, but yeah.
Oh, really? Come on, Charlo, don't even say that, please. Government needs some responsibility. They doesn't want to maintain the buildings that if they're building them or even they rent them now, they don't have to worry about no maintenance. Call the owner. Let them come in and fix this and that. We need to hold some responsibility of some things on this island and say it's government, and when it need to be repaired or whatever, They go out there and get it repaired. You have to keep filling outside man pocket. One day we're going to go bankrupt on this island if this keeps up. But anyhow, it's 2:30. I'll let you go.
Well, thanks for making contact. Nice to hear from you. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. So if you don't know what we're talking about, yeah, the police station is moving into the old Flow building there on the corner of Eastern Avenue and Shedden Road. So they're going to be going in there. So that was what that call was all about. It's 2:30. I got to make my exit. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you have a good afternoon. I'm Charles Glidden. One love.
Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.